We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Lynn Brooks.
And I'm Terry Brewer. Lee is no longer a tropical storm, but the problems he's left behind, like high waters and flooding, are still very real.
So has Lee finished and moved on, or is more rain on the way? We're going to look live now over the city of Tuscaloosa from the WVUA tower camera. Looking pretty calm out there right now. For the latest on what you can expect, we're going to go to Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hi, Richard.
Hey, Linda, Terry, good Tuesday afternoon to you. Yeah, what's left of the Lee finally moving out. Still some light rain happening across parts of the north and eastern half of the state from Birmingham north and eastward. In fact, Tuscaloosa County, we're dry now, but still a lot of cloud cover wrapping around some residual moisture around the west side of Lee. But again, the sun will return tomorrow, and that's good news. But check out the cooler air. We've got 59 in Birmingham and Anniston, 68 degrees Tuscaloosa. You can tell where the sun's been. It's just a touch warmer. Back at Meridian, 78. Greenwood at 77. Our forecast tonight, a couple of showers to the east of Tuscaloosa, 65 by 7. 10 o'clock tonight, 59 degrees and mid-50s likely at midnight. Some places down in the 40s tonight. But what about the rest of that forecast and your weekend forecast? Home team weather is coming up.
Thank you, Richard. Tropical Storm Lee has left West Alabama, but it's still causing some problems. On Lake Tuscaloosa, boat owners found some of their boats on the loose after high waters forced them off the lifts. Sergeant Brent Blankley with the Tuscaloosa Police Department says the rising waters even sank one of the boats.
They've been trying to catch boats that are out on Lake Tuscaloosa. So far, they've rounded up 5 boats that have either floated off lifts or from the dock. One of the problems we're having is a lot of people had their lifts lowered into the water because the lake level was low. When they come up to normal levels and up to flood levels, the boats have either drifted off the lifts, and we've had one boat that's actually sunk in the dock.
With all the rainfall in the last few days, lakes and rivers across West Alabama are filling up, and in some cases, the water is spilling over the banks. One Lake Tuscaloosa boater told us after seeing the lake, boaters should use extreme caution when heading out.
I'm scared to take this out in this. I mean, there's so much stuff floating around here and debris and whatnot. I'd advise everybody just to stay off until it does recede down, and at least where you could see something, see what's going on.
According to Alabama Power, as of noon today, around 3,500 people in their western division were still without power. In Tuscaloosa, more than 1,500 people did not have electricity. In Centerville, officials said there were around 800, and in West Blockton, there were more than 870 homes without power.
Tropical Storm Lee is still causing problems across other parts of the nation. Cleanup now underway in North Georgia. Tornado sirens alerted people in Cherokee County to violent storms on Monday. They were fueled by what was Tropical Storm Lee. The storm spawned possible tornadoes, uprooted trees, also damaged several homes, as you see there. Thousands of customers also lost their power.
And while Alabama is battling floodwaters, Texas is fighting wildfires. Those fires have taken at least 2 lives and destroyed more than 700 homes. Reporter Chris Welch is in Bastrop, Texas, where the largest fire remains mostly uncontained.
County by county, neighborhood by neighborhood, these wildfires are charring anything that stands in their way. More than 60 fires have erupted in at least 17 counties since the weekend. Governor Rick Perry toured the damage again Tuesday and made a plea to the public.
Stay out of harm's way, follow instructions. When there is a call for evacuation, take it very seriously. Yes, your homes and your possessions are important, but there's nothing more important than people's lives.
Thousands of people forced to evacuate can only wait and hope that their homes and belongings are spared.
My house, I don't know, maybe my animals. Oh my God.
I don't want to lose anything I've worked all my life to get.
Those same dry, windy conditions that spawned these fires are making it tough for firefighters to gain ground on them. But they may catch a break, at least temporarily.
The good news is the wind has died down all night, give the firefighters a chance to get in here, and then today the wind's supposed to be light, 10 to 15 maybe, so it'll give us a chance to hopefully get an upper hand.
The National Weather Service says though it won't be as hot the next few days, it's going to stay very dry. And that makes people who are waiting to hear about their homes very nervous.
God help us, that's all I can do right now.
This is the worst fire season the state of Texas has ever seen. Texas Governor Rick Perry says there's been more than 3.5 million acres burned in the last 10 months alone. And we have also heard fire officials say today is the 290th consecutive day that they've been fighting fires. Reporting from Bastrop, Texas, I'm Chris Welch.
Texas is going through its worst drought since the 1950s.
On your Crime Watch, a Northport man arrested in connection with robbery and kidnapping. According to police, it happened around 3 o'clock this morning at the Compass Bank on University Boulevard. Police say this man, 33-year-old Larry Sean Daniel, is charged with robbery and kidnapping. According to officials, Daniel was giving the victim a ride to a store. The victim says Daniel pulled a gun on him and demanded to be taken to the victim's bank. That's where he tried to get money from an ATM. And after further investigation, police identified Daniel and arrested him. He's in jail on $90,000 bond.
Northport is less than a week away from the start of Sunday alcohol sales. Sunday, September 11th is the first Sunday businesses in Northport can sell alcohol. Voters approved the referendum last month. Tonight, Northport City Council will have the second reading to change the code to reflect that vote. This meeting will amend the city ordinance that's already in place. Northport City Attorney Ron Davis says the council will then have a formal vote. Northport's new law is similar to the one Tuscaloosa voters approved earlier this year.
On your Money Watch, a new way to save the state millions of dollars. Alabama jurors are being asked to give up their pay. Court officials say jurors receive $10 per day and 5 cents per mile. That adds up to about $2 million to pay jurors each year. In April, former Chief Justice Sue Bell Cobb ordered circuit court clerks and judges to ask jurors to forego their pay. Lauderdale County officials say some in the Shoals area are doing just that.
Sunday marks a sad day in American history, the 10th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. This weekend, victims' family members will gather for a ceremony at Ground Zero in remembrance of that day. The service will mark the opening of the 9/11 Memorial. Today, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani reflected on how 9/11 was the worst day in American history, but brought out some of America's best. Mayor Michael Bloomberg says he's glad the new memorial will be ready in time for Sunday's anniversary, but he says it's not enough.
As important as the memorial is, and I believe it could not be more important, we owe the victims much more than ceremonies and symbolism.
It was the worst day in my life, worst day in the life of my city. To some extent, I imagine the country. We're pretty close to the worst day for the country. And in some ways, it was the greatest day, the most glorious day, because of the display of bravery and fortitude and strength that people showed.
The city of Tuscaloosa is holding a program marking the 10th anniversary of 9/11 Sunday at the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater starting at 6 o'clock. There will be special performances and an artifact from the World Trade Center will be on display. The program is free and open to the public.